Good evening, Randall. Look, our department is faced with a peculiar murder case, and we could really use your expertise to crack it open. Your sister usually takes on investigations like this one, but since she's away on a business trip, now is your time to shine. I bet you won't miss this chance. And now, on to the details of the case. Ralph Sanders, a renowned football star, was found dead right in his club's recreation room. We've interviewed the witnesses, and they all claim the last person they saw with Ralph was his wife, Samara. Our department has already interrogated her. As you would expect, Samara denied all the accusations. She insisted she hadn't come to see her husband in the recreation room that day. When it's the suspect's words against the witness's claims, it's easy to guess who the police will believe. For now, we're keeping Samara under surveillance, and she keeps talking about her doppelganger. Some might brush it off as a typical suspect's objections, but I prefer to trust my gut feeling. What if there's a grain of truth in Samara's look-alike story? Anyway, I'll meet you at the crime scene. I'm glad you've agreed to look into this case. As always, we'll start with inspecting the crime scene. It'd make sense to take a look at the surveillance camera's footage too. Let's get to it, shall we? Well, the witnesses' claims are confirmed now. Ralph's murder is indeed Samara's handiwork, no doubt about it. I've copied the surveillance camera's footage into my flash drive. That's our main piece of evidence in this case. I think we'd better split up now. I'll head to the police station to gather all the clues and interview the remaining witnesses. In the meantime, please get busy interrogating Samara. She's currently under house arrest, so you won't have trouble finding her. The couple lived in a rented cottage beside Ralph's football team's home stadium. I hope you'll fill me in later. I'm curious to hear what Samara will say now that we've got proof of her guilt. And one more thing before you go. Isn't this key box yours? Take it, and don't be so forgetful.
Let me introduce myself. I'm Samara Sanders. I'm well aware that I'm the main suspect in my husband's murder, but the thing is that I have an alibi. I wasn't in town on the evening of Ralph's murder. After another significant argument, I realized our marriage was hanging by a thread, so I decided to visit my elder sister in New York. I knew she'd offer me support and consolation at this difficult time, and I was right. My sister comforted me and gave me the strength to divorce Ralph and start life anew finally. And yes, before you ask, I can prove my words. I'm sure I've kept my used train ticket to New York. It has to be somewhere in my house. You'll have to scour the cottage so you can find it easily. See? The stamp on this ticket proves its authenticity. Note that the date and departure time coincide with Ralph's murder, so my alibi is ironclad. There's also something else you need to know, Detective. My husband had quite a lot of enemies because of his bad temper. It was almost as if he enjoyed turning people against himself. Ralph was stuck up and thought he was better than everyone else. He also believed it was acceptable to cheat on me with countless groupies. At one point, Ralph stopped coming back home and instead spent all his spare time surrounded by his fangirls. Our marriage was clearly a disaster, but I loved my husband all the same. As much as he annoyed me, I could never have brought myself to kill him. Please, catch his murderer. You can start by checking out Ralph's laptop. Who knows what files you'll uncover. And here, take this pendant. Ralph gave it to me as a gift, so it might prove useful to your investigation. If there's anything else I can help you with, please let me know. You're welcome, Detective. Reflection 13? Threatening my husband shortly before his murder? No, Ralph never spoke to me about it. Neither did he mention that username. I have no idea who that mysterious ill-wisher might be, but I know who can help us unmask their identity. Luckily, one of my close friends is an expert hacker. I'll call him now and tell him what we need. Done. I called my friend Ethan and filled him in on the details. He's a bit shocked, to say the least, but he's agreed to help us. He'll meet you in the cafe at the nearest crossroads in 10 minutes, so hurry up.
I gather you're the detective Samara was talking about. Nice to meet you. I'm Ethan, Samara's old friend. She's already told me what brought you here, so I've got all the necessary equipment close at hand. Soon, we'll deprive Ralph's interlocutor of their anonymity. Hang on a minute, and... Where's my microchip? I've probably left it behind in my bicycle bag. I was in such a hurry to get here that it completely slipped my mind. Can you retrieve it and bring it here, please? I need it to gain access to the undercover search engine. Oh, and don't be surprised if the zipper on my bag gets stuck. It happens all the time. You might as well tear it off if it becomes too stiff. That old bag is good for nothing anyway. When you get the microchip, we'll plug it into the tablet I have on my table. In a couple of minutes, that anonymous user's identity will no longer be a mystery. I'll wait for you here. Worked! I've already transferred all the data from the tablet to my laptop. Now we can say for sure that Reflection 13 is none other than Karen Mio, an up-and-coming football manager. I've heard about her, but I have no idea what she's been up to lately. When the team she coached lost an important match to Talisan FC, Karen quit her job and has rarely shown up in public ever since. If memory serves me right, Talisan FC is the team Ralph played for, so it might not be a coincidence. I believe you should scour Karen's apartment. Luckily, I've managed to find out her address. Karen lives not far away from here. Her apartment is located right under the nearest fire escape, so that you won't miss it. Here, take this. I'm sure it'll be useful for your investigation.
I wasn't expecting any guests today, so I'm afraid you'll have to bear with this mess. When I came back home, you were right there, poking your nose into my pinboard. It means my little secret is out. You were probably hoping you'd catch me off guard. You thought I wouldn't suspect you were on my tail this whole time. You underestimated me, Detective. And now you'll pay the price. I know too much to stay alive, and spending the rest of my days behind bars isn't in my plans. In just a few minutes, an explosion caused by a short circuit will make your death look like an accident. Oh, and in case you're wondering where your phone is, I'm taking it with me, just to stay on the safe side. With your hands tied, you don't really need it anyway. Well done, detective. You've cracked my scheme open. Now you'll throw me in jail, but you know what? I have no regrets. I made Ralph Sanders pay his dues, and he got what he deserved.
Miro seems convinced that the ends justify the means. Soon we'll have her answer for her crime. I'm really glad that you've gotten out of it unharmed, Randall. You've solved this case brilliantly. Thanks to you, Samara Sanders can finally sigh with relief because all the charges against her have been dropped. It looks like no criminal can escape your clutches.